Hello, hello, and how are you today? This is Barb Ryder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Michigan, and I have some new product to share with you, some tips and techniques, and I hope that you'll enjoy the card that I have for you. So I have one of the new stamp sets that's coming out. Actually, I'm recording this before I can open the catalog, but our new mini catalog, it starts January 5th. And I'm using one of the stamp sets that is going to be available in here called Decorative Borders. There are a lot of things you can do with this stamp set you probably don't even realize, honestly, but hopefully you'll get some inspiration out of the card I'm going to share with you. And if you're watching this for the first time and you haven't subscribed to my channel, give me a thumbs up at the end after you've watched everything, and make sure that you subscribe so that you will get notifications as I upload new things coming up in this mini catalog series. We also have our celebration that is going to be happening in January and February 2023. I can't believe it's already 2023. But I'll be sharing some of those products also, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll get the notices as they're uploaded. All right, one of the other items I'm using is the Go-To Greetings, and this is in our annual catalog along with all the other products that I'm going to share with you. Excuse me. But yes, there are some amazing things in our annual catalog that you will also want to pair with the new things that are coming in that spring mini and the celebration brochure. Okay, so Go-To Greetings and Decorative Borders, so I'm going to move those over to the side. I'm also using some the Stitched with Whimsy dies. Now, these are pretty interesting dies because they don't actually cut out anything. They do an impression. And so this is what you get when you use that. You get this impression on your cardstock. So that's what we're using. All right, so what do I have? This is 3 3/4. The white piece is 3 3/4 by 5. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green, which is 5 1/4 by 4. That's going to layer onto here. I have the exact same thing that we're going to put on the inside of the card. Then I have a basic thick white, which is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, or just fold it over. Okay, so for now I'm going to move these to the side. We'll grab those in a minute. I'm also using Flirty Flamingo ink and Granny Apple Green and Flirty Flamingo blends. We're going to use a blending brush. We're also using rose gold and white ribbon, and I'm going to show you how you can change this color. Anytime you have this kind of glittery, glimmery look in the ribbons, it's awesome when you change the colors. So what we need is we are going to grab a scrap paper, and this is just a scrap that I've got going on here. So I wanted to share with you, okay, so here is the Flirty Flamingo. All right, there's the Flirty Flamingo. I did a little piece of each, okay, of each color. What I mean by that is I took the Flirty Flamingo blends, and this is the dark flamingo, and this is the light flamingo. We're going to go with the dark, and what I'm going to do is color this ribbon with the brush tip end of our Stampin' blends. Now these are our alcohol markers, and they work amazing on material, on cardstock, pretty much anything. And I am just grabbing something that I forgot here in 1 second. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this and we're going to color this ribbon. Now, what I need is, I don't need too big of a piece, but I need a pretty good length. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm just going to start coloring, and I'm just going to swipe this color all the way down on this ribbon, okay? And it's coloring the ribbon for me. And the most awesome thing about this, I guess I'll just do this whole thing. The most awesome thing about this is that it dries very quickly. Now I can see I've got some variation in color here, so I'm just going to kind of go back and kind of, it's hard to tell. Whenever there's lines, it's hard to tell. So you can see the variation in there. I don't think that's going to matter much because when I put it on the card, but then I'm going to turn it over and it's almost all the way through, but not quite. So I'm just going to go ahead and swipe on this side so that when I make my knot, you'll be able to see the both sides. Okay, so there we are with that. So this is dry. This is dry to touch. I don't have ink all over my fingers, and that's what's awesome about the Flirty Flamingo, or any color for that matter, of the alcohol markers. Okay, so that's what we have. And so really, I'm just going to set this aside for a minute because we're going to go to our card front. All right, we don't need this anymore. So we're going to come back to our card front. We're going to be using this stamp, which is got a nice little curve. And when I stamp this, it's going to kind of go over here. Now let me tell you something. When you're using the polymer stamps, these are nice because you can actually, you could just lay it down like that, and that's the shape that's going to go onto your block. Or you can place it yourself, and so I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to take this curve, a little less of a curve. Okay, are you following me? So I'm just going to lay that down, and look, now I have a more straight piece that I can pull right around, and it's going to fit right in there perfectly. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink this up, and I am going to use the black Memento because we're going to be coloring these with our Stampin' Blends. All right, let's see here. Now I want to show you this. See how that's kind of darker up there in the top? I don't know why. Sometimes that happens to me, but I'm gonna I haven't used this stamp, and so it's always good to ink it up and then clean it, or just clean it before you even ink it for the first time. And I'm just using my Stampin' Chamois. This is a great tool. You just wet it till it's soft, and then you just put it on your stamps and clean them. Okay? All right. Sometimes the polymer has a little bit of a coating on it when it's created, so that's why I say it's sometimes good to go ahead and just clean your stamp beforehand. So let's go back with this and just ink this again, and I'm just tapping on the black so that I have it all over. Okay, there we go. Now let's take this, and I want this to fit inside of my stitched piece here. So let's see, I want this at the top, right there, and here. So let's do that. A little thinking about where I'm going to put that. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh good. I thought I double did it. But see how it fits inside the stitching? All right. That's what I want right there. Okay. Let's set that aside. And let's see. I had another piece here with my, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. Ta-da. All right. So the other thing that I have is this is 3/4 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to think if I want to stamp this in black or the Flirty Flamingo. That's what. Okay, so gosh, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead with Flamingo. Okay, and I'm going to use Just a Note, and that's again is from the Go-To Greeting stamp set. I want to make sure I said the name right. And I'm just checking. You see how you can see the wet on the cling stamp? Okay, so I'm just stamping that down and putting that kind of right there. Let's see if I got it pretty straight. Oh, that's pretty good. There we go. All right, so that's what we want. And then let's set that aside. Oh, nope, I need the Fleur de Flamingo barb. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take this blending brush, and again, you need to have, you'll need to have some type of scrap paper, and what you're going to do is you're going to just take your ink, and you're going to swipe some of that ink onto here, but when you tap that, see that color comes off? I don't want that too heavy on my piece here, because what I'm going to do is just lightly bring that in and kind of go around this flower. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that. There you go, you can see it a little bit. If I turn it sideways you can, so it looks like shadows, but there you can see it. Anyway, in person, and when I post the photo, you'll be able to see this pretty well. And so I'm going to come on this side. I just want a little bit of this color, and sorry for the bounce, but I'm connected to the same table here. So, all right. So that's what I've got, and so all I've done is just put some in the inside. I have like this pretty hue around my flower. Alrighty, so there's what we have, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close this up for now. We're going to go ahead and do some coloring, and I am going to try to do a little bit of light and dark with my blends. So I'm going to go ahead with the dark. And all I'm going to do is take the bullet tip end, and I'm just going to, wherever there's a line in my leaf, I'm going to go ahead and just draw that in. And just sometimes I miss some spots, so I might have to go back, but it looks like I'm catching them. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the stem, and all I'm doing is just wherever there is a line on my flower image, I'm just coming in with that green and trying to keep a steady hand and bring some of that green there out. Okay, so that's with the dark Granny Apple. Let's go with the light Granny Apple, and again, I'm going to go ahead with the bullet tip end, and then all I'm going to do is go right on top of where I have colored with the green. Let me do a couple more and bring this up and show you. And what it does is when you go right over top of that dark, it just blends that color in nicely where you don't see this heavy duty line. I mean, you see the line kind of, but it blends well. It looks good. Okay, so yeah, this isn't too bad. So I'll just do all of these, and then I'll bring it up closer to the camera so you can see. All right. The difference in the shading there. I feel like I need to come back in and do a little more. Okay, yeah. Just a little more in that coloring. There we go. Just give some variation there. Alright, so there is the Granny Apple. So now we're going to do the same kind of thing with the Fleur de Flamingo. So this one, I'm just going to kind of do the lines, but then I'm going to come in on the inside here on the where there is a, you know, like a shadow, or the top section, like right here. I'm just going to come in and go around that way, but then kind of bring it up a little bit. If that makes any sense, hopefully. And then just wherever there's a line, just bring that down, kind of like that. And then these little guys that are little blooms here, I'm going to go ahead and just do them fully, color them in. Okay, so there's what I have. And then let's go to the light. And then now we're just going to come back up here and we are going to blend this in with the light. Now, when you're using the blends, if you don't have enough of the dark, I mean, you can start with the light and go to the dark if you want. People do it all different ways. I like to start with my dark and then go back if I need to have more. And this bigger one, you'll be able to see the difference a little better, the shading, I think. So I might have to go back, but I think this is good. Can you see the difference in how there's it's a little darker at the top and just on the blooms themselves? Okay, so there's what I have. That's what we have. Now, before I go to the next step, I'm going to go ahead to the inside of my card, and there's another little image that I'm going to just stamp right on the inside of my card, and I'm going to do this in the memento. I'm just going to stamp that there and see how that looks. And I'm just going to put that at the bottom of my card, and then I'm going to come back up at the top, and I'm going to do one at the top. Okay, just like that, just to give it a little extra something. And super easy, I'm going to go ahead with my blends and kind of bring the outside or the front to the inside. And again, okay, well, let's just start with the light, see if it makes any difference. So we'll color these light. Alrighty. And I'm using the bullet tip end because there's smaller spaces. When I have larger areas, I like to use the brush tip. And then let's just bring this in and do a little highlight there where that little line comes in. There we go. Give it a little bit of a two-tone. And let's just go with the light. I'm going to go ahead with the light and just follow my lines here so that I bring that green right into my inside. Just like that. Okay? Now, I usually leave the inside blank because if I'm giving these to someone, they can reuse them, or I like to put a personal message in there, and that's what I'll do. Okay? All right, what's next? We're going to take this ribbon, okay, and I am just going to make a, well, actually, I'm going to kind of do an angle here, right there. I don't know if that's what I want. I guess I'm going to cover that up a little bit. Maybe, because this is such a wide piece, where did I do my sentiment? Right here. We have to have room for our sentiment. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Okay, so that sentiment is going to go, I was thinking it would go there, but I don't know. It's looking kind of pretty to go maybe up here, like that. Let's see about that. And then I want a little bit of this behind it. So this is the end that's lighter, so I'm going to cut that off so I don't accidentally get that. And let's get this. And let's see if we can maybe, this is going to be the inside, so I'm going to put that back up there. All right, see there? I just want some of that shimmery stuff in there to look pretty. But I don't want to cover up all those flowers. Those big flowers are so pretty. How about right like that? I'm thinking that looks kind of nice. It would not until I get it down anyway. But is that enough? I'm wondering if that is enough. So let's take a look. I think I might go a little bit longer. And, yeah, let's go a little bit longer with the ribbon. So good thing I did color that whole thing, right? Because you never know till you start creating like what you really want to do. There we go. So that's kind of pretty. So all I'm going to do is take my adhesive. I'm going to put a piece down here where my ribbon is going to go. And let's do that. Just like that. Okay. And then this will kind of just go right on top like that. I need to cut just a sliver more off of this side because it's a little bit wider on the right than the left. Okay, just like that. Now, kind of so this isn't so stark white. Well, I guess it looks okay. I think we'll leave it like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some mini dimensionals here, and I'm going to put, let's see, that's going to be at the top. So these guys are going to go here, and then I'm going to put a little adhesive down here to go onto the ribbon. So there we are. And then this is going to just kind of go right here, just like that, so that it kind of gives it an angle. I don't know if you can tell, but you know, it kind of gives it an angle up. But up close, look at, you've got that little bit of shimmer going on, and it looks so pretty. But what's going to happen is it's really going to pop when we put it onto our granny apple. Okay, so here is the piece of granny apple that we're going to place that onto. Look at that. It just pops right out. And then let's go ahead and we're going to put this on the inside. Now, see how there's coloring on the back? That is why I didn't want to stamp directly onto my cardstock, because I don't want it to show through on the back of here. See, it would show through just like that on the back of my card, because that ink soaks through that paper. So that's why I decided to do a layer to coordinate with the front for the inside. Okay, so let's bring this like this. And again, if there you have any questions about anything with the project, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. At the same time, you can see right up here, this is the host code for January 2023. You can go right to my website there and order any product that you see here. January 5th is when the new catalog starts. So if you're watching this before January 3rd, 2023, you have to wait until then, okay? All right, so here's what we have. Oh, this looks so pretty. Now you can see the hue of the blending brush around. But we've got two more things that are really going to step up this card. We have our wonderful wink of Stella, which is sparkly, just sparkly. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give that little bit of extra sparkle to our flowers. And that is just going to pull in that gorgeous sparkle from our ribbon. And there's a little bit right there we need to get. So get that in there. And this little guy and that one. And there you are. Let's see, there, you see that shimmer? Look at that. Woo, nice. Okay, why not? Let's do the inside too. Because the inside has to be pretty too. All right, so there's my wink of Stella. And last but not least, excuse me, I have three options that I was looking at. I have the elegant faceted gems, I have the opal rounds, and I have the iridescent pearls. So I was looking at these to try to decide which ones I wanted, and I just could not decide. I've got three of these. I'm leaning to this to use this one. And, oops, I dropped my other ones. Where did you go? They disappeared. Oh, they went sliding over this way. Now this one, you can see there are three different colors here. You've got clear, you've got a little bit of white, and you have like this peachy color. Excuse me. And they have like these little crosshatch cuts into the gem look itself. So I'm going to just take this off and see that. Bring these up close. So those are there's the white ones up here. Those don't really do anything for me. They look more orange when, or peach compared to what I have here. So I'm not sure about that. Let's pull out the opals. And this is really how I decide what I'm going to put on my card. I just take these gems. I'm trying so these don't pop off. They're stuck on this. Here we go. There we go. Because this, and then, see those? Those have like a little bit of the same color in them. And I think I'm actually just going to go ahead with these. I'm not even going to look at the pearls. I think that these are the way to go. All right. So let's get my take your pick tool here. And let's go ahead and grab those off of here. So let's get that first one. And let's bring that right here. And then a second one we're going to put right there. And let's see, our third one. Do I want it right here or up here? I think I'll just go right there. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is using a sentiment set, whatever one you want, and then this new Decorative Borders stamp set that is in the Spring Mini 2023, which is available January 5th through April. Okay, so what do you think? How did you like that? This card is so pretty in person. So again, if you liked the techniques and what you saw, give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Join me on Facebook at Stamp with Barb Ryder. I am live every Thursday unless there's, life things happening, holidays, things like that. But you'll find me every Thursday. That is my goal, to bring you something new every Thursday. So I hope that you will join me there. And thank you so much for stopping by. Blessings to you. Bye-bye.